Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Monday, March 4th, 2024, and you are here in the Java Cafe this morning. Listen, we have to come together for those of you that follow the Java family. Know that Uncle Thaddeus Miles is a charter member, founding member here in the Java Cafe. And for those of you that have watched over the years, we have got to experience his journey with his mom over the past few years. And I received a text yesterday, and I wanted to let the Java family know, for those of you that don't follow him on social media, we regret to inform you, in some cases, regret, and I'll go into that in a second, that Mother Miles has transitioned. She is now an ancestor. And I'm going to do my best to get through these next few moments to let Uncle Thaddeus know that, sir, we love you. We're here to support you, and we are here and praying. And that's really it. Please do not contact him. Right now, as he said in his post, he's not taking a lot of phone calls at the moment. But what you can do, and I contacted my mom and a couple of mothers because the family needed time to process, and he's requesting prayers and nothing else at the moment. So please, Java family, do what we do and pray for him. We'll keep you abreast of arrangements. We will figure out a way here in the Java Cafe to honor her. And Uncle Thaddeus, we just wanted to share with you that you know that you are her living legacy. It wasn't too long ago, just a couple of weeks ago, that you were referring to your relationship and how you all have bonded and got closer over the years. So Uncle Thaddeus, we are praying for you. We love you, sir. And we're here for you. So Java family, put those praying hands up for Uncle Thaddeus and love. And this show today, in the beginning, we are definitely dedicating this and sending strength to you. And so for those of you that had to hear it here this morning, I do feel some level compelled to apologize because I know what it is to hear about things like this, on social media. But it is Mental Health Monday. And you know what we do here. So again, we cannot reiterate enough to keep Uncle Thaddeus in prayer. Pastor Drumright, who has often shared how Thaddeus has, just said some things that resonated with him. Pastor, we're asking you especially to pray for Uncle Thaddeus. So we got through it. We're Ma, I love you. So this morning I'm going to get my self together. I think this is a good time to go to a commercial, and we'll be right back with you.
For the innovators, the dreamers, the risk takers, independent workers who keep our neighborhoods thriving, Connector Care from the Massachusetts Health Connector has plans for every lifestyle and budget.
Having access to affordable healthcare is for everyone in our community.
Connector Care plans help more people save on healthcare that covers all their needs. Find out if you qualify for Connector Care. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Thank you for giving me that second there. It's been a minute since we've prayed and have come together. Coming up on 4 years here in the Java Cafe. And so just you know what to do, what we do here, and praying for him and sending love. This morning, speaking of 4 years, we just wanted to remind you and let you know that beginning on March 21st at 12 noon, we will be at WGBH beginning the celebration of the 4th anniversary of Java with Jimmy. And so we would appreciate that as many of you that can would come to the GBH studio on the 21st at 12 noon and be there. I'm switching roles. I have the honor of being interviewed by Courtney Boston, by the founder of Woke Women Radio. She's going to do the interview that day, and we're going to go on a journey for the past 4 years. And then in the second segment, the Davis system and Anissa, they are taking Annie from WGBH. They are taking control of the last half hour with some salutations, some questions. And so we're really going to encourage you to come out and be with us on the 21st at 12 noon at WGBH. Also on the 22nd in the morning, there's a brunch in the afternoon that is a VIP invitation only event. And we're going to go look at the new space that come June. We will be broadcasting live from the new space over at Southline, supported by Portal Innovations. Also on the 22nd in the evening, we will share with community those that have excelled, those that we've noticed in spaces of humanitarianism, community volunteerism. And this year we are adding 2 new awards. One will be the Health Equity Award. The other one will be Jimmy's Award. And so we're adding 2 awards, and that will be on Friday, March 22nd at 6 p.m. at Long Live Roxbury. And also on the 23rd, that is the turn up. I told the team all I want to do is have good music and dance. And so for the turn uppers, that's the event for you. That is a ticketed event. Early ticketing will be made public sometime this week. Then there'll be a period where, you get the regular tickets. Please don't contact me about things about, oh, well, how come? And I got it. When you get your ticket, you get your ticket. But we really want you to come out on the 23rd to the day party. And I'm asking everyone at every event, people ask, what's the attire? Red, black, and white. That's it. Everybody try to wear red, black, and white for those events. And so those are the anniversary events that are taking place. One other event I wanted to make you aware of in a couple of weeks, Friday, March 15th, we will activate. What did I decide to call it? I put it on Facebook last night. A few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, Nia Grace reached out to me and she said, hey, are you a promoter now? And I'm like, no. And then within a couple of weeks, I got an email from the folks over at Long Live Roxbury, and they were like, we see what you're doing, in other spaces. Hey, we want to make sure the community knows that we are here. Lord Jesus, I just seen a post that we're going to talk about Burna Boy in a couple of seconds and that whole piece. But on the 15th, we will, where is Seymour? On the 15th, we will be at Long Live Roxbury for what I'm calling Brewed by Jimmy. That evening, Amandi Music will be with us. He's doing a rare acoustic set. Also, a creative culture in Boston panel. Mings will be with us. Miguel will be with us. There's a lot of comments in here. I'll go and catch up in a couple of seconds because it's just me this morning. Also, Brother Yoga Mike is going to be set up in the back and giving out free massages. And also, we are debuting a Java-inspired cocktail that will be featured at Long Live Roxbury. So that's on the 15th. Also, on the 18th and 19th of March, we'll be at Boston College School of Nursing. On Monday, I'm attending. I'm not sure if I'm a part of the panel on Monday, but on Tuesday, curating a conversation. If you all remember Dr. Lee from GBH, also Keith Moscow from the Triggered I think it's the Triggered Project. And also, we're going to have another doctor, and we're going to talk about men's health and equity, and that's taking place at Boston Community College on March 19th. And then on Monday, March, I believe 26, along with the Boston Commission for Black Men and Boys, of which I am a commissioner, we are going to open up on that Monday evening and have a conversation. We're going to check in with the committee. There is a wellness and health committee that's part of the commission, and myself, Brother Matt Parker, and also Kurt Faustin. We're going to come and just check in with you, let you know what we're working on, and we're just going to open up the space and share a little bit about our mental health journey. And that's going to start taking place on the fourth Monday of every month for our men. And Teak is in the building. Good to see you, sis, over on Instagram. Yoga Mike will be with us on the 15th. Shout out to Brother Brandon. Bedlam Show Off is in the room as well. Vanessa, thank you for praying for Uncle Thaddeus. I got to acknowledge my folks over on Instagram because they don't show up over here yet. So, yes, let's go into the comments and check in this morning. If you did acknowledge, and as you all were doing and praying for Uncle Thaddeus, I may kind of skip over those so I can stay focused and not get in my feelings. All right. And so, Dina, thank everyone, Ma, and everyone that's been praying. Sharon, thank you so much. Naraki as well. Real Boston Media, thank you. Hey, Real Boston Media, thank you so much for all that you do to challenge us and support us and all that we've learned from you. So we appreciate it. Sharon Cornelius. I feel like I haven't said that almost in a couple of weeks. Nicole, thank you so much for the love. Domingos, here he go. Good morning. What's the BS? Roofsy and the council. Oh, I just said in a couple of seconds we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give some context around that as well. And more of the recent comments. Pam, good to see you in the room this morning. What's up, Anissa? Good to see you in the room. Good. I see tech is good. That's just between us. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for all that you do to keep us going. Real Boston Media. Yes, there will be massages. All right. I caught up with all the comments. And so one of the comments that Domingo, well, he always coming in here starting trouble. Where is he at? I just seen him a couple of seconds ago. So for those of you that don't know, Burna Boy was in Boston this weekend. Late last week, City Council on Wednesday proposed and approved unanimously that they would make, I believe it was yesterday or Saturday, Real, give me the exact date, that the city would recognize Burna Boy and call it Burna Boy Day in Boston. Now, this is not unprecedented. A couple of years ago, when Mayor Michelle Wu got in, he declared Bad Bunny Boy Day. Now, two things that the mayor and our president of the city council and the whole council have come under fire about is the fact that, one, a lot of people in the community feel that there are people here in their city that are doing things and have done things that would cause them some recognition to have a day declared after them. And there was a lot of chatter all over social media. And so I get it. If you just see hype around a citation on social media and the narrative in which it is presented, it may cause you to feel some sort of way. Now, citations for celebrities and citations for citizens are nothing new. This is something that is done either by an elected official being aware of, either through their staffers, yes, on social media and in the news. They get together either at the council or the legislature and they form a citation or dedication, something from a municipality or the legislature that acknowledges said wonderful thing that they've done. That happens all the time. Now, I'm going to try to be balanced here and go back and forth so no one says that I'm capping. And let me just park right here and explain something. Sometimes knowledge and experience, integration, maturity can be perceived as cap. No, it's just that been around for a while. You see, you know, you observe, you know the dynamics and you know things that play out. Now, that does not mean that those in community, and this is why it's so important that we make people aware of processes and things that make these things happen. And so these type of citations happen all of the time. When Bishop Bragg passed, we reached out to the city council and they declared May, I want to say May 27th, Bishop Bernard and Bragg Day in the city of Boston. It's something that is done often. Now, let's switch to the other side for a second. Some assert that energy, time that is put into attending the vote on the council, the presentation of it, the time, the energy, the effort that it took to award this citation could have been put in other spaces. There are a whole lot of issues going on in this city. And so I get it. But back to the other side, that event here at TD Garden brought in a lot of people from the city. Let's also know that the city council president, in acknowledging, named that there's a large Nigerian community here in Boston. I believe that she said the largest in the country. And so I get that piece acknowledging that. There's chatter on social media that they've never seen so many Black people come together in one space in Boston. There's chatter on social media about the councilwoman's attire. There's chatter on social media about how did they even come to this decision when there are other things going on in Boston. I get it. But understand that the economy got a hit with him coming. There was Black joy created in that event. This young man obviously has a following. I've heard some of his stuff. I'm aware that some of his stuff, I don't know all the lyrics, but I heard some lyrics are questionable. And if you listen to him well, some in the LGBTQ plus community might take issue. That's a whole nother after dark in itself. And so I'm trying to be more balanced, but understanding where the community's coming from. Like, yo, this is what y'all doing? Why we got issues with our brothers and sisters up the street being displaced? Why we have issues with violence? Why we have issues with the, mass and cast, the focus and density down at Atkinson may not be the same, but where did they go? Some of them dispersed out in other parts of the community. We have issues with a lot of people being concerned about Blue Hill Ave. We have issues with a lot of the perception of what happened with the housing lottery. We got a lot of issues. And now I will say this. Let's say it took the council, and with the councilwoman attending, let's say it took about 6-7 hours. The vote, the consideration, the little speeches they may have done when they're voting. Could those 6 hours be applied elsewhere? But on a Saturday night or a Sunday night when the councilwoman attended the event, would she have been working that evening? Let me park right here for a minute. Electeds, community leaders, creators, all have a right to go out, practice self-care, and enjoy themselves. Yes, they have a responsibility to do the work, first and foremost, but they have a responsibility to take care of themselves, to go out and exercise some Black joy. So that's just about, for now, all my commentary until I now go to the comments. Oh boy. Thank you all for the congratulations over the 4 years. I see comments around there. Belinda said, yes, you are a promoter. You should get paid for advertising this. There's some things coming in the works. Thank you, Belinda, for always supporting, financial support, pushing you and them daggone Scullies. But let's go to the comments here for the latest. Domingos, let's see how much funding she gets for her campaign. Dina, I mean, this is the now. I said something to somebody yesterday. Not too far-fetched from the subject, but hear me out. I'm going somewhere with this. Domingos has a point. Will there be an uptick in the donations to her campaign? From Berner, his associates, producers, entrepreneurs, the Nigerian community? Yes, there will be. That is, so let's move away from policy and basic city services, and let's move into the politics campaign sort of piece. This is the state election year, state representatives, congressional election year, state representatives and state senate. Next year, these folks will need to go up for re-election. I said this to someone yesterday, with all that's going on to attack our black women, and let me park here for a minute. Some of the stuff that I've seen on social media, and I've been there, I've done it. Some want me to go back to it. I've been upset but I don't think I've ever, few folks, I really care. Back in the day, I get a little personal. I don't think I ever talked about anyone's appearance or whatever, unless they were white racist. Let's be a little more civil, valid, justified critiques in some manner. And so getting back to my point about what Domingo said about will there be an uptick in her campaign? Was there more visibility? Burna Boy posted Ruthsy on Twitter yesterday. Trust and believe. She's being Googled. People are following her. From a political campaign perspective, since this woman has become city council president, the attacks from the racists and all of that, generally speaking, our women of color are under attack. So whether you agree with, and it wasn't just her, I think she introduced the citation. All of the council voted unanimously to make it happen. But what I'm saying is, with all that's going on in attacking our women of color in leadership, need I not go back to Dr. Gay? Need I not go back, whether you agree with policy and some other things that could be done a little more aggressively or better, with our mayor, an Asian woman, as I often say, to speak Spanish. If you go to the amount of DEI that has been decreased since 2020, post George Floyd, and everything that came out of the inequities in health due to COVID and whatnot. Yep. Build that campaign, sis. Now, that's a campaign perspective. I ain't mad at it. What the benefit or the byproduct of doing that from a political standpoint, to give her the funds, from a political campaign standpoint, you can't really beef with it. Now, well, let me say you can't beef with it. It could be easily, here we go. There can be a lot of conflation between what appears is prioritizing certain things over policy, but sometimes there's some, and I'm just going to say it, and this is no one particular politician or this incident, just in general. The backstage, behind the scenes of what goes on in politics, especially in Boston, is crazy, is depressing, is ratchet, is vindictive, is and so, to Domingo's point, as we close out this part here, it's a byproduct. Let me go and pick up on some of the other comments here. Richard is in the room. What's up, brother? Giselle Raven said everything. Hold on. Giselle, I got that right. Said everything is questionable. Richard, good to see you in the room, bro. These citations are watering down the significance of it. It should be awarded for doing good for Boston residents and community. Now, the first part there, not just with Burna Boy. Some months ago, someone made commentary to me that there's an elected that's just going around and dropping off citations to everybody. And to Richard's point, that's not a new perspective that I've heard about some of these citations. Sharon Cornelius says, in the point of economics of what happened with Burna Boy coming and other artists as well, money talks everywhere. On a global scale, there are only like 5 to 7 people are bigger than Burna Boy, Bad Bunny being one of them. Domingos, dropout rate in BPS, one of the issues that can be addressed. Again, balance that night, 4 or 5 hours. Well, let's say they voted and all that, 2 or 3 hours. The councilwoman and others to get ready to go attend the concert for 6-7 hours. Could it be resolved there? Probably not. That is, we ain't get there overnight and we ain't going to get out of it overnight. Dina, I could care less what she wears off the job or anyone for that matter. Domingos, let's see how much funding she gets for her campaign. Back to that point. Miss T, my mom always said money talks and book. All right, you and Sharon on the same thing this morning. No, I don't think so, but I think it creates more of an eye towards what she does moving forward, which is a good thing. And so to that point, what I talked about behind the scenes, women of color being attacked that are in leadership, that was a good hit. Now, y'all got to remember some of the stuff. It's a shame because in trying to be balanced, when I go for, let me, that's an after dark. Belinda, if Roofsy gets funds, she deserves it. She's out and about doing the work. Richard, we should highlight you. It's up there, so I got to finish. We should highlight you, Jimmy, before Burna Boy. The council prioritizes, I believe, backwards focusing on newcomers over Black Americans, reggae artists over. Now, Rich, there is now, brother, you get this, and I would presume this is not your intent. One part there I just wanted to just touch on a little bit. Black Americans, reggae artists over real Americans. There are reggae artists that are real Americans. There are Afrobeats artists that are real Americans, whether born here or migrated here. And so I just wanted to, touch that. But now this incident has also brought up, I seen it on social media, this thing about directly from the motherland, Africans who have migrated here, African Americans and Caribbean Americans. Oh, that conversation across the diaspora, shout out to Diaspora Mass. That conversation has come back up. And so, yeah, that's an after dark in itself. Domingos, Boston has biggest Cape Verdean population in the United States. You sure? I thought it was Brockton. Pam 100. I don't know what I said, but you agree with 100. Thank you. He dozes. It's the second week in April. Giselle, I don't know what I was talking about there, but Real Boston Media, it's a clout movement. Laugh out loud. I don't see how people can't understand it. They understand it. I believe it, but because who told me this? Bishop Bobby Perry told me this some years ago. Perception is everything. When you are a public official, there's a level of scrutiny that comes with it. Even in this role, I get scrutinized all the time. It come this space, and we're going to talk about this shameless plug on the 15th. We're going to talk with Real, Chardlene, and also Diaspora Mass brother Idosa about moving and creating in Boston, but kind of related, not related, but shameless plug. But there is a perspective of behind the scenes that goes on that everybody is not privy to. And yes, when you're a public official, some of your behind the scenes, if not strategically, carefully thought out, can lead to a lot of misconceptions and perception of things not being prioritized, like what Domingo said, the BPS rate, violence, substance use, food deserts, health inequities, all the stuff that's going on. Anthony Jr. is in the room. Mama Java is going to let us know. Genius power marketing move on her part. That part can't be denied. But yo, my brother, Mr. Barnes, is in the room. Barry, some call him. Good to see you in the room, brother. And for him to comment when we called out depression and other things going on. Thank you, Black man, for naming that. Appreciate it. For 4 years. I'm just going to say that, bro. For 4 years, we've been trying to, but this brother, when the night he comes on, Lord Jesus, help us. Michelle, who's going to be our guest later on this week, keep the main thing, keep the main thing, the main thing. Rich, no pass for Black or white politicians, no passes. They all can get it. This is about governing for the people, the Commonwealth. We want Black progress in Boston. Quincy, good to see you in the room, brother. We have to stop shutting down folks' concerns as attacks. Absolutely. It's helpful for creating more eyes and awareness around policy from those who don't usually engage, i.e., voter engagement, and those that don't usually vote attend community and city events, which the city wants. Good point. Dina, all the volunteering my mom has done for the city, and I never wanted a day. I just asked for an existing for exiting bench. I have her favorite park, her name on it, and I got nowhere. People in the city are a joke and what benefits them. There's another side to perception of that. Ms. is talking about the panel. My brother is in the room. What's up, Mr. Bennett? Good to see you. Mothers, add him to the mother's board, and I'll just say that. Appreciate you. Love you, brother. Belinda, Boston got blessed. We are usually not considered when it comes to this kind of artists of this magnitude. If we spoke Nigerian or even traveled anywhere out of this country, we would know he's like the king of the whole continent. Thank you, brother. So there is a lot there to unpack. But here is where, as Real said a few minutes ago, someone sent me a text yesterday of a writ that they're going to send to the council. You got every right. Where did Quincy came in and said that we have to stop shutting down folks' concerns as attacks? Now, there are some attacks that are presented as concerns. Some of that stuff, Quincy, I don't know if you've seen. Some of the stuff I skimmed through on social media is very interesting. And so there's a concern, yes, but down to, some stuff I'm not even going to repeat. But, we can't attack folks for having concerns. And here's where I'm going in addition to what Real said. Send an email, make a phone call, call 311 and ask for such and such's office. Call all the council, the at-large, the districts. If it, call your district and call your at-large and say, listen, whether you get it or not, but, I get it. But can I bring this concern to you? And can I bring this local resident to you that I believe deserves some attention and a citation? This will, hopefully, as Real said, cause some community engagement. To Domingos's point, will she have some more fundraising? Yep. Will more people potentially go out next year and participate in the electoral process? Yep. So there's a byproduct of that. Whether there was intentionality, we don't know. Now I'm not saying that the hit that she got from this and all this other stuff was a motive. Is certainly a byproduct, but we oh God, what Quincy say? I don't care what she wear. Lord Jesus, I can't. My brother, refer to the attacks going on at me because I'm going through it and keeping my mouth shut for right. I'm going to say this. And I said this, so I'm serious. I'm going to say this. It is imperative that when we move in positions of power, and those that may not be perceived as having similar said or in the proximity of power, to not use that power to blackball people, to push out negative, half-cocked narratives. When people are real and transparent about life struggles and situations and things in which they have overcome, I feel my help coming. So I'm gonna ease up a little bit. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Because this brother here, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, has nothing to lose. His integrity, if he leave people alone. And that's all I'm going to say there. Leave people alone. Gee, you done got me started this morning, Jesus. Okay. I'm on. It's 9:30. It's only 9:38. I thought we was going on 10. Asia is in the room. Let's go back to Domingo's comment. We celebrated our 48th year of independence. Ruth C was nowhere to be found. And so I'm going to ask on the other side of this, Mingo, was she invited? Now, should there be a point if there was a flag raising at City Hall and I don't know. I don't know no cat. That's a valid, everybody should be at those flag raisings as much as they can. Absolutely. It shows solidarity. It shows support. It shows a level of appreciation for the part of the population that came out and voted. So I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to be balanced. Wait a minute. Did Asia say we need an aunties board? Can I display what Zazitu said? No, I'm not displaying that. Shout out to brother, shout out to brother Joa. Y'all listen. Maybe one of these days he and I need to have a conversation together. Hasn't always been my biggest fan, and I'm not the biggest fan of his. But does he call attention to a lot of stuff? And also, do a lot of people attempt to use him to get their certain narratives and agendas out there? And he's become very skilled and discerning around motives like that. Yep. But no, real, I'm not going to put up. Miz said, Real said, I didn't even know there was a flag raising or anything for CV at City Hall. When was this? And so it goes back to my point. Now, let me tell you, Domingo said all counselors were invited. And so here is another reason why. Email these city councilors, call them, leave a message to their constituents. Guess what will happen? They're going to get your email address and they're going to get your phone number. And so I've often said that it's not fair that if you don't donate and if you don't vote and if you don't contact the office, and some would say, well, Jimmy, how are we going to, the electors may say, well, how are we going to interact with them? I don't know. Go back and act and vote, whatever it's called, and figure out if they voted 10 years ago, see if the number, do blanket mailings, not just in your election year. We spend money on the campaigns to get people to come out and vote in an election year. No, spend that same amount of money and maybe once a quarter, put out what's going on. What bills are you getting ready to propose? What part of the community or what are you doing where you need the community to come out and back you in testimonies? Like, whew, all right. I'm going to leave it alone. And now I will say this, and as much as I just got hyped about stuff, I'm going to share something with you all that for the past 2 years, Coach Meg in January has come and talked with us, and it really hit me this weekend. This term of integration, and please let it help you. What the idea is around this thing of integration is one for health, namely our mental health, which influences our physical health. A lot of what we talk about on this platform is stressful. From the mental health space to what we're talking, I got a headache. I literally, within the past 5 seconds, got that twitch over my right eye, and I know what that is. I need to chill out a little bit. I don't got my water over here. Drink some water. My point is, and this is why I'm really moving back toward or moving into this integration, even though I slipped a little bit this morning. It was just this weekend that I started really adopting it. It's a philosophy of it is what it is. Everything that we've talked about today, all the issues, the imbalances of priorities and clout chasing and not dealing with the issues and where people's priorities and are we a concern and are they really representing our issues and are they working toward and through our, let me park right here, our suggestions. Most of the folks in here that are commenting, 98% of them, they go with suggestions, not just calling out the stuff. But this term or philosophy of integration it's not a defeatist thing. Does Domingo still call stuff out? Ramilda, folks of old and whatnot. Speaking of folks of old, the philosophy around integration is simply this. It is what it is. And what that does for us, one, we're not a defeatist in it. Do we address it? Do we call it out? But the sting of it doesn't stress us out as much. From attacks to observations of the foolery of some stuff that goes on in this country, in this state, and in this city, and in our community, and amongst us. I got to the point this weekend to where I'm like, okay. The simplest way that I can explain it to you, and some of the older folks will get this, and younger ones, I don't know, real come up with a way to explain it. He said something old to me this weekend and called him old self. It's like water rolling off a duck's back. It doesn't, now, said water is on the duck's back. It does not mean that the duck does not feel the water rolling down its back. Sensation, it moving, it might be cold, it might be hot. But the way the duck is built is that it doesn't necessarily saturate. So when people use that old term, like water rolling off a duck's back, that is simply what that term integration is. Out of everything that we talked about, out of what we're dealing with in this period that we're getting ready, and we're going to need to talk about and get some mental health folks in here, with approaching the anniversary also lets me know, and Alexa, cancel. You can't cancel the alarms. That means I've been on here a while. Oh, shoot. Alexa done made me lose my train of thought. The integration piece, basically, to close, is it is what it is. We address it, but we don't let it stress us out. That's what I was saying. All of this stuff, life's issues. I was getting ready to say that me approaching the anniversary also is a stark reminder of COVID. And as much as, the first year, the second year, we have to accept the fact on this Mental Health Monday here in the Java Cafe. Y'all do me a favor. Let's go back old school since we're approaching the anniversary. Put one word in the comments this morning that describes your mental health. And don't do it based on today's show, because we've been on a roller coaster. The last 3 or 4 years or 3 years, people feel that they're doing better, but a lot of, first of all, they say it takes a point of 2 years to begin the end of the shock of the healing process. A lot of folks died in 2021. That first initial 2-year period was last year. So now you're getting to a point where it's settled. And for some, even in the settling comes reality that they're no longer here. And so with all of that going on and the memories that are coming and finances and relationships and dating in Boston, we have to just integrate. It is what it is. I'm not defeated. I'm going to be my authentic self and speak, win, and constructively. I need to. But we got to get to a point when life's issues, it behooves us to work towards getting to a point that we understand that a lot of the only thing, and I was taught this some years ago, the only thing that we really have control of is our response, not our reaction. Because sometimes you can't control a reaction, but the only thing that we really have is our response. At worst, let's say the council don't care about us. Oh, how are we going to respond? We going to vote them out, but that means we got to participate in the electoral process. That means that we have to make a plan on election day to get a babysitter, maybe take half day off of work, coordinate. I'm going back up. UCB, y'all get ready to get an hour, and we'll get ready to wrap up here. Dina, I don't know who or where this bench was going, but please reach out to ONS and work with the ONS person for that neighborhood. And I can connect you with Chief Millar if need be. And it's no guarantee, but Mother Marie engaged a lot of folks and got a lot of folks out to vote in this city in the civic process. And yes, she may have been with a candidate, but they were still in the civic process and came out and voted. So, Dean, I'm going to address that right up front now. But don't give up on that. As far as our mental health words for this morning, oh, Jesus. Mom, please. Y'all pray for Mama Java. She said anxiety. Pastor Marion said peaceful. Leslie said hype. Sharon said tease new knees day. I'm not messing with y'all. Giselle said progression. Real said, if I see a duck, I know how ducks swim. But if I see another duck, that duck going to swim just like the other one. But if I see a goose, now we got, I'm not messing with you. We're going to get ready to wrap up, you all. Java Quakers, Quackers. I can't mess with you. Pam said that she is proud. Anthony said he's discerning. Bruh. Yeah. That thing right there will bless you. We might need to a new sound bite. Duck Quack. Real, you won't remember this, but the older folks will. There was a comedian that would go, what was it? Shuggy Duggy. Quack, quack. I can't remember his name. But back in the day, no. Oh, Naraki, see? I don't know if it's the same one you're thinking about, but oh God, I can't. Y'all in here quacking now. Response versus reaction. I've had, and listen, y'all that know me well and have known me through the years, I ain't got here by some, when I tell people all the time, 85% of what y'all see of this Jimmy is from falling on my face, cussing people out, reacting versus responding, not thinking strategically, not realizing or considering all the repercussions or all the byproducts of one decision, a few words, a post. So, and everybody won't understand it. So there go Naraki. Shucky ducky, quack, quack. Oh God, Miss T remembers. Real Anthony, we need to hear your Anthony don't need a duck impression. Anthony has this thing about him. We'll be in a meeting or something is going on. Teak, it is heavy stuff. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself. Teak Wellbeing over on Instagram. I'm going to get to your comment in a minute. What did Real say? Oh, Anthony doesn't quack, but Anthony has this thing that he does where he just somebody will say something or something will happen and you'll hear Anthony off to the side going, yo. And for those of us that know, you got Real, I'll tell you when it happens or you'll hear it. Uh-oh, sis is in the room. Look who's in the room. Real. Trauma doesn't have to be a life sentence, my people. As long as the work is being done from a place of trauma, we're not going to thrive as a community. This is an invitation for everyone to turn inward and ask some real questions of themselves and motives. Oh God, this is Mental Health Monday. Let me read that again. Trauma doesn't have to be a life sentence, my people. Working through it sometimes is. As long as the work is being done from a place of trauma, we're not going to thrive as a community. This is an invitation for everyone to turn inward and ask some real questions of themselves. And let me reiterate, ask. There is a K at the end of that. And so let me get back to Belinda's point, and then I'm going to go to the other comments. Belinda said a couple of seconds ago, Nigerians are here, y'all. We got to stop separating and learn to work together as a diaspora with other Black cultures. Because at the end of the day, we only speak separated by the colonizers. Probably half of the Black Bostonians are Nigerian if they did not have Black, if they did the Black ancestry. They are our cousins, Haitians too. And so my baby sister's in the room. She did it. Now, I don't know if it's from her father's side or if it's from my mother's side as well, but my sisters have Nigerian blood. So, status, influx, change is needed. Absolutely. Aaron, I could have really went there, but I'm not. Belinda said it. Belinda said it. Miss T, y'all going to make Portia's husband, Simon, show up soon. Who's that? From Real Housewives? Now, when I enter the Java Cafe, I'm going to just drop quack, quack. Yo, that will not become a staple in the Java Cafe. What that got to do with coffee, Jesus? This has been my way of shade for 30. Y'all got to be there. Jimmy, you got to stop telling people. Oh, sorry. So if y'all happen to hear it out there, Anthony is just entertaining. Ain't no shade. I'm getting off here, everyone. Listen, we want to make you aware of what's going on in the Java Cafe all week. Tomorrow, I have the opportunity to speak to a good sister who moves in the mental health space. It is Women's History Month. I saw something in her bio that stood out to me, and she talked about why should women have to compromise between self-care and achieving their goals. And so Carmen Blyden will be with us. She is an executive self-leadership coach. She will be with us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And on Wednesday morning, we will speak again with Mayor Michelle Wu. There's a whole lot to discuss there. We will speak with Mayor Michelle Wu as we do every month on the first Wednesday. Speaking of first and second Wednesdays, don't forget the second Wednesday in April, the Boston Waterfront Coalition will be back with us. I hope you enjoyed the last Wednesday session that we had with them. And then also on Thursday morning, we have the opportunity to speak to an active member here this morning of the Java Cafe. Michelle D. Smith will be with us. She is part of the Mission Possible Collaborative. She'll be with us on March 7th at 9 a.m. And we are featuring women the rest of this week as we commemorate and acknowledge Women's History Month. So please plan to be with us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with Carmen, on Wednesday morning with Mayor Michelle Wu, and on Thursday morning with Michelle D. Smith. This is our programming for the rest of the week. We will soon, I've heard the ask for itineraries. I tried to do a little tease on Facebook, and I'll figure out how to keep you all up to date. We have a lot of things coming up. This Sunday, we have the opportunity of facilitating the auction and also the fundraising for the Ellie Fund at the Park Plaza Hotel. That's a big to-do event. I gotta get out here and get me a white, pink jacket from somewhere. But shout out to Meredith and everybody over at the Ellie Fund. Nakia as well will be with them on Sunday. Then on the 15th, we will be at Long Live Roxbury. On the 18th and 19th, we will be at Boston College School of Nursing. On the 21st, we will be at GBH. On the 22nd, we will be back at Long Live Roxbury. On the 23rd, we will be at Estella's. And on the 26th, we are doing the Man Cave. And so that's March. All right. That's it for me this morning. We're right at 9:56. UCB, you all get your hour today. Don't forget, folks, to come back. And please do me a favor. Some years ago, a lot of people would make some statements on social media about, this and this and that. We put too much value in social media. Likes and shares for this platform is important. So please make sure you invite others. Hey, be an ambassador for Java with Jimmy. Go out and invite folks virtually. Say, hey, have you heard about this talk show in the morning? We were coming out of COVID, but if you remember in 2020, we were the reinvigoration of morning talk shows here in the city of Boston. And so invite people to be a part of it. We do a wide variety of, just tell them about your experience. I really would appreciate it. There are certain things that you can do on certain platforms, and you got to have certain amount of followers and whatnot. YouTube, I need y'all to get over there and subscribe over there. And also on Instagram, we are about 39 likes or follows away from hitting a milestone over on there. So shameless plug, but please consider inviting folks to be a part of the Java family. Our last announcement today, don't forget that BECMA is currently conducting their 2023 impact survey. The impact of 2023, I know, is 2024. At Beckman, we strive to provide programs and services that make a meaningful impact on our success. By completing this survey, we have the opportunity to share our valuable insights and help them gauge the value of their programs and services that they have on your business. And so please go fill out the BECMA. The link is right there. Please go fill that out. and let them know the impact of their and others' work that move toward economic equity here in the city of Boston. But also remember that BECMA is the Black Economic Council of Massachusetts. They are statewide. Last review of comments, and we're out. Ma, thank you. Mama Java will watch Java with Jimmy in a half an hour on 4 platforms. You'll see her on Java with Jimmy. You'll see her on James W. Hills. You'll see her on YouTube and then on Twitter. And then on a good day, she might jump over on Instagram. Ma, I love you. My biggest supporter. I love you. Pam, I am a Java ambassador. Thank you, sis. I am going to eat Miss T. What did Quincy say? Quincy, I don't care. We've been saying the Stellas for almost getting ready to hit over 2 years. We say Estella's. Stella. He's right, though. Well, but we going to listen. 49 Temple Place. Unless there's something wrong, and then you're over at Chops by Plus. That's a little internal. Belinda, they say we are not a monolith, but if they don't start moving forward, they will be lost. And our Black American culture that started literally everything will be lost. And why Burna Boy exists is because of hip hop. All right, y'all. Oh, shoot, it's 10 o'clock. UCB, y'all about to get y'all 90 minutes. All right. Sharon said, Sharon, don't you ever walk in somewhere and talk about hi. Quack, quack. I'll fall out. Anthony's excited to hear Michelle on Thursday. All right. Yep, Real Housewives. He falsified naturalized papers and tried to use the government for denying it. Oh, shoot. I can't with y'all. Quincy, what truth you telling about? Quincy talking about Bostonians can't dress, and then puts the he ain't wondering. That's an imperative. That ain't an interrogative. Okay. You. All right. I love you to life too, Ma. Well, Ma. You gave me life, so. All right. I'm done, folks. UCB, y'all done crossed over to 10:01. You get 90 minutes today. Y'all think y'all slick. Ma. I love you, Ma. On YouTube, on Facebook, in real life. Y'all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to be with us. I'm a Java witness. You definitely are. I really appreciate that, brother. Y'all don't understand. In 50 years, we've been rocking almost 2 years. In 50 years in this city, and there are people that are in my circle that support, yes, but at the level at which we are both kind of on the same, a little bit further, on the same paths, the encouragement, the critique, the challenges, the fun. Appreciate you, brother. And all of you that are in here that are ambassadors and then have witnessed the organic evolution of this platform over the past 4 years has been, I really appreciate it. And so don't forget, folks, please keep the Miles family, Thaddeus and his 3 sisters, Thaddeus, his son, Thaddeus, his grandson. Keep all of them in prayer. It is greatly appreciated. And we will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as we get ready to chat with Carmen Blyden and talking with our sisters about the importance of maintaining and reaching your goals, but also maintaining your health care. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here with us. And we will talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Peace, everyone.